So on today's video, we're going to be talking about some discontinued models, just my overall thoughts on production going forward within the Volkswagen lineup of vehicles. Definitely have a lot of things to talk about. You guys might have seen recently just introduced the new 2025 GLI to the channel. I'll put a link right up here if you want to check out that series. So I want to kind of talk about some things going forward as far as current models, future developments, and want to get into some of these discontinued models as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. You know, I'm taking a look right now at the lineup within Volkswagen as far as their cars and SUVs. And to be quite honest, it's a bit of a sad display. Taking a look, we've got 5 SUVs, we've got only 2 sedans, being the Jetta and the GLI. And then of course we have our compact hatches. We have the Golf GTI as well as the Golf R. And then we have this weird like electric van thing. So that's basically it, man, for the entire lineup as far as their vehicles. Now, getting into some of these discontinued models here, I have to say 2 vehicles in particular, in my opinion, it's kind of really sad that these now have been out of production for several years. First being the Volkswagen Alltrack. I've always been a huge fan of wagons. I mean, come on guys, room for activities, say no more. You've got so much more space in there, just the kind of more European styling that you get with some of these wagons. So Alltrack, I mean, I thought it was a great car. Of course, same powertrain as with the rest of these MQB vehicles. Yeah, it was a 1.8. I wish it would have been a 2-liter, but nevertheless, it was still a pretty respectable car, all things considered. With all-wheel drive being standard on the Alltrack, that was another advantage that these cars had over some of the other models within the range. Same thing with the Sportwagon, guys. That's another one. I know these did come in either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, DSG as well as manual options. I've always been a fan of the Sportwagon. It's another one very, very similar to the Alltrack. Very comfortable. You still have a good ecosystem of aftermarket support and bolt-ons. So yeah, I know it's been a couple years, but it's always kind of sad to me when you hop on the website, you're looking at the lineup and it's like, dude, no more wagons. Very sad. Another sad one to see go, and that of course was the Volkswagen Arteon. Now I had done a video a couple years ago, check that out if you haven't already, just talking about some of the drawbacks with this specific platform. I also did a follow-up not too long ago talking about some better developments as far as like the newer Evo 4 models. The Evo 4 equipped Arteons, I would say overall better cars having that DSG gearbox as opposed to that Aisin 8-speed as far as like some of those earlier ones for the US market. But you know, the Arteon, it wasn't very popular. It did not sell well. I think it's just a number of reasons. I mean, it's such a big car, and for a 2-liter turbo, I think you're asking a lot. I really would have liked to see a larger displacement engine, you know, something that kind of gives you a little bit more capability, more potential, just being so much of a larger vehicle. So I think that's kind of one potential drawback there. Something else worth mentioning on the Arteon, I think with the pricing structure, like when you go through and look at all the different like trim levels, you know, you have your front wheel drive, your 4Motion, your R-Line. By the time you would have specced out like a pretty well equipped like an R-Line 4Motion, at that kind of price range, a lot of people were probably scratching their head like, you know what, why don't I just buy an Audi? This thing is so expensive. So just, again, not very popular, poor sales. These guys just pretty much had to put this thing on the chopping block. So rest in peace. Like I said, talked about it before. It's sad to see the death of the Arteon. Another one, a little bit more of a surprise, the Volkswagen Passat. I really didn't see that one coming. I mean, I know it's probably not the most popular vehicle, but I would have thought that they would have tried to like maintain some type of like larger sedan, you know, outside of like the compact like Jettas and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, Passat is now gone as well. So very sad to see the selection withering down. So really, if you're looking at a sedan, it's either a basic Jetta or a GLI. Those are your only options. I really think that if they were to do anything, I would love to see like a new Alltrack or Sportwagen. I mean, just one of the two, potentially. Just give us one wagon, bro. Just one wagon. I don't think we're asking too much. Would love to see a basic 2-liter with an all-wheel drive option. I think this would be a really good model just to kind of help like bridge that gap. You know, not everybody's looking to throw down 50K plus on a Golf R, limited availability, dealer markups. I mean, dude, Mark A Golf Rs are crazy expensive. So if we could just get some type of wagon with all-wheel drive, just give me a basic 2-liter. I don't need big brakes. I don't necessarily need like the most advanced technology, but if they could just give us some kind of like entry-level wagon, dude, this would be so amazing. But I don't really see it happening. As much as I love these cars, as much as you guys probably love these cars, it's just probably not something that they're going to be pushing into production. I know there have been some concerns with plants shutting down as far as like the production of these vehicles. So, you know, with that being a bit of a challenge, I suspect that obviously they have to kind of trim the fat within the lineup. If you have models that are just not performing well, you probably need to focus on simplicity, efficiency from a production standpoint. So if you've got some vehicles that are just not really driving the volume, if a brand is having concerns as far as like its ability to deliver production of these cars, they're just gonna have to scale things back, right? So it's just gonna come down to sales volume, supply, and demand. Another one you don't see anymore is just the standard base Golf. I know for the longest time you always had a base Golf, then of course the GTI and the Golf R. Dude, the base Golf was such a great car. If you just wanted like an affordable compact hatch, super basic, right? Manual seats, manual transmission. I mean, these cars are super, super stripped down, but they were such a tremendous value. And that's another one I'm really sad to see gone, right? Not everybody is looking to throw down 35, 40 grand for a GTI. So life being as expensive as it is, I think we could all appreciate just like a super basic bare bones budget hatchback from Volkswagen. So it's another thing I really feel like needs to come back. So those are my overall thoughts, guys. Again, just doing a quick overview, talking about some of these sad discontinued vehicles. Maybe we'll see something in the future, maybe not. It's really hard to say. Of course, none of us have a crystal ball. With so many challenges, you know, with production, supply, and demand, I'm never exactly sure what the future holds, but as a car enthusiast, Volkswagen, Audi enthusiast, I'm trying to keep a positive mindset and hope for the best. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you've owned any of these now discontinued vehicles, let me know your thoughts. I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. That's all for this one. Subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more projects, more updates. I have more parts coming in for the new GLI build. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.